It's morning again in America. And morning again means the AM hour, which means it is before 11, which means it's time to wake up and get your coffee, your eggs, your bagels. It's time to get out the pancakes and the waffles. It's time to get out the cereal. It's time to break out the IHOP. It's time to break out the Denny's. It's time to go to your favorite breakfast restaurant, whether it be down the street, up the road, a la mode. Sean's View Entertainment is in the mode of being consistent, prolific, and dedicated. That's why it's so important to click that bell, subscribe, and turn on all notifications because this is your ultimate destination. Now, you see the title, you see the headline. We're going to jump right into that. Make sure, again, guys, so important to become a channel member to help secure and save my future right here on this very website, because we're going to give it to you up front and we're going to give it to you personal, and we're going to deliver it to you personally. Now, yes, I'm still sick. Yes, I'm still dealing with a lot of different sicknesses, a lot of different ailments. But breaking news, speaking about ailments, AJ Styles' WWE storyline hinges on upcoming MRI results following his injury. Now, if the injury serves to be not as bad as they thought, well, then they could turn this into a retirement storyline where it's been like, all right, well, AJ Styles, he's getting older. The bumps, the bruises, the injuries, they're adding up a lot quicker, a lot faster than originally thought. But if this is real life, if this is authentic, well, then AJ Styles will indeed be on the shelf. But they could turn this into a storyline, whether good, bad, or indifferent, because according to Dave Meltzer, AJ Styles' injury was serious enough to stop the match. After landing from a maneuver that obviously went wrong, experiencing a leg issue during that, the referee had no choice but to call off the match. Milton noted that Styles was upset about the situation as he was set to begin a storyline for a farewell tour or retirement tease. This is still the plan, but it will depend on the results of the MRI, which will determine the extent of his injury. Fans are hoping that the phenomenal one didn't suffer a serious injury and will be able to make his return sooner rather than later, as WWE clearly have significant plans for two-time WWE champion. Therefore, we will have to wait to see the results. The internal reaction to Drew McIntyre's heavy bleeding during the Hell in a Cell match at WWE Bad Blood, news and rumors are still coming out about Bad Blood, and that is showing you how prominent and how significant, how important that event was. According to the Wrestling Observer, WWE didn't actually plan for McIntyre to bleed. Even though Punk had teased it on television, Meltzer reported that there was panic backstage and at ringside because Drew McIntyre was bleeding heavily and they were concerned about how bad the injury was. At first, they considered having the doctor enter the cage to stop the bleeding, but ultimately decided against it since this was a Hell in a Cell match. Instead, they planned to wipe the blood off McIntyre with a towel. McIntyre took charge, saying it would... He would signal if he felt dizzy, at which point they would go straight to finish the match. Since McIntyre showed no signs of a concussion, they were able to finish the match as planned. Do you think Drew McIntyre's bleeding made the Hell in a Cell match better than expected? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on that. Also, WWE talent. Breaking news, guys. An emergency situation going on right now because of Hurricane Milton. WWE talent set to travel home after being stranded in St. Louis due to Hurricane Milton, an emergency situation. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Future of WWE content on Peacock following deal expiration in 2026. Yes, we got breaking news coming on the future, guys. Listen to this. When it was reported that WWE Netflix confirmed their huge deal to move Monday Night Raw to the streaming service, which will begin January 2025. The reported deal valued at over $5 billion, not million, billion, for a duration of 10 years, and obviously the company has huge plans for its transition. Now, according to Dave Meltzer, while it isn't confirmed yet, but there is a feeling at Peacock that when WWE's streaming deal ends in early 2026, WWE might move all of its content to Netflix. Since WWE is a public company, they will choose its best offer. If this happens, the U.S. would be the last big country where WWE shows archives are what used to be the WWE Network are on Netflix. Meltzer believes that if Netflix had joined the negotiations earlier, before WWE made deals with CW and USA for NXT and Smackdown, those shows might have gone to Netflix too if Netflix paid enough. However, WWE shows on Netflix, cable, and broadcast TV has an advantage as it reaches more people. Many homes don't have cable, Netflix, or CW, but most have at least one of them. Also, Sean Ross Sapp is reporting that commercials were always intended to be part of WWE Raw's Netflix deal for the Red brand. He pointed that some online accounts were spreading false information, saying there wouldn't be any commercials, but those accounts didn't have the correct details about the situation. Nonetheless, we'll have to wait and see whether WWE's catalog will end up having Peacock once their deal expires. That seems to be the outcome. Do you believe the entire WWE library will be shifted from Peacock to Netflix in 2026? Breaking news. The Rock's WWE Bad Blood appearance leaves WrestleMania 41 plans actually up in the air and unclear. Yes, you heard that right. Unclear, ladies and gentlemen. So obviously, The Rock threw a monkey wrench plan into everything. So we're going to see what happens with The Rock, WrestleMania 41. But we do know this. The Rock will be at WrestleMania 41. WWE's internal reaction to a massive AEW star re-signing with AEW, even though we thought they were going to come to the WWE. According to those in the know, the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters, the internal reaction to Daniel Garcia re-signing with the AEW brand. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, those in WWE said more than a month ago that the AEW deal was significantly higher than expected. He would take it, but he was obviously going back and forth because the story was he would have beaten MJF since MJF was leaving and he was staying. But they didn't want him to win unless he signed the long-term deal, which he didn't do. WWE's internal reaction seems to be one of cautious optimism initially, as they believed, Garcia's contract negotiations were still open-ended. Some even speculated that Garcia would have been positioned to defeat MJF had he signed AEW sooner. However, once it became known that Garcia was leaning towards AEW's offer, WWE apparently accepted the outcome and WWE appeared to accept the outcome, acknowledging that AEW's lucrative deal was hard to turn down. And some comments, people in the comment section of websites saying, hope he must really like working the glorified indie circuit. Hope he must, shoulda, danga, don't. All empty wrestling can keep Garcia. Who else is going to do that cringy dance with Tony Khan? And again, they're alluding to all empty wrestling instead of all elite wrestling. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions. Tony Khan reacts to Vince McMahon's decision to downplay Christian's WWE return in 2009. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on that. Obviously, Christian is not to be downplayed at any point, at any center. CM Punk and WWE stars spotted with Grammy Award-winning rapper Killer Mike backstage. Stephanie McMahon received the locker room heat after the WWE Women's title win over 10 years ago. Well over 10 years ago. Clarification on WWE potentially planning Big E's return. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. Also, CM Punk reflects on the losses of Bray Wyatt and Brody Lee. CM Punk said, it still stings. It is still unbelievable. The Hardys to challenge for the TNA Tag Team titles in Full Metal Mayhem at Bound for Glory. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on that. And remember, viewers, if it weren't for you, there would be no Sean View. We come through when it absolutely matters most. Remember, we do this multiple times a day, every day, in real time. All the hottest, all the latest, all the most for you. Subscribe.